Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Heart Talk with Hads. Today, we're just gonna be talking about what the heck is on my mind. I know I've been very absent from being present on my podcast, and it's really starting to take me off. So I'm making a change. We're starting now. I haven't been doing recorded podcasts just because, for one, I've been using my desk with my mic, and that's how I've been doing my client check-ins, and I haven't been setting up my mic next to my desk like I usually would. And I just feel like I need to be able to pull up things and look at them as I'm talking. And there's just some statistics and things like that I want to talk about and see. Like last episode, I talked about freaking Optavia and how it was just sickening to me. Anyways, yeah, I saw this thing on Instagram. I saw someone share this thing about RFK's. Um, I don't even know what it was. Let me see, and let me just search it up really quick. Oh, his confirmation hearing. And I was sitting in the sauna this morning, and I literally watched every single senator that asked him all of his questions or whatever, and I could tell they were all Democrats, so that's totally fine. And there's nothing against being Democratic or being Republican. I really don't like talking politics. Okay, I'm not a political person, um, but you can clearly tell the difference between um, the liberal talking people and RFK, who's clearly used to be a Democrat, but is not anymore. Anyways, I don't care what your political preference is. All I know is obviously you probably know my mission, and it's to help people get healthy. And so, of course, I'm going to be on the same side as the Make America Healthy Again. Not saying that I love Trump, because I truthfully, there's viewpoints that I see from both sides. I do think, and I was just recollecting my thoughts as I was, watching the videos today. Just for my grandparents, for instance, I know they're not going to change their health, like what they eat and what they consume, because they're so old. I can't change their ways. They're 80 years old. They don't care if they're going to die in 5 years or 10 years. They don't necessarily care about that. They just care about living and taking their meds. And part of what I saw is Medicaid Medicaid benefits them, and Medicaid benefits low poverty people. But I'm in a gray area, because I do I'm very sympathetic to the fact that we need to support people and make the cost of these things not so outrageously expensive. Like big pharma does not need to be have all of this money and all of this power. But at the same time, we also need to be they go hand in hand. They both need to be happening at the same time. We need to be promoting healthier choices and the root cause of disease, which is metabolic dysfunction. We need to be talking about those things, but at the same time, I'm not just gonna be okay, take all these medications away from my grandparents, and then they fall to their death in a couple of days, or these people that are low poverty. And it's just a really cruel situation. But at the end of the day, we can, as a country, move forward in creating healthier habits. I just pulled up some statistics. But first of all, we all know that the biggest problem with health in America is that America is literally one of the sickest developed nations, rising in obesity, chronic illness, and big ass reliance on pharma, which is just annoying. But at the same time, I am sympathetic to the fact that not everyone has the same opportunities that I do. That's why I said I'm in a little bit of a gray area. I I'm very much someone that's an empath, and I think about those people that don't have those quote unquote opportunities, I guess you could say. And so that's where I'm empathetic to both. Anyways, we're just going to highlight some statistics that, are highlighting. I'm not going to highlight. Why can't I talk? I am talking about some statistics of the current state of the health in America. So, more than 2 in 5 US adults, so 42%, have obesity, with severe obesity affecting 9.2 of adults. Chronic disease, an estimated 129 million Americans have at least one major chronic disease: heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, hypertension. Healthcare costs. Obesity related healthcare spending in the US is estimated at 147 billion annually. Okay, all these are coming from the CDC or NCIB, um, NIH. Projected trends by 2030, nearly 1 in 4 adults is projected to have severe obesity, with prevalence exceeding 25% in 25 states. Life expectancy. The United States is projected to drop from 49th place in 22 to 66th place by 2050 in global expectancy rankings, primarily due to rising obesity rates and related chronic diseases. Now, this is a whole other issue in itself. Is yeah, I read this in my book Longevity or Outlive, and we may be living longer than we were many years ago because of, medications, but we're sicker and we're taking more medications to keep ourselves alive. And that's just not cool. Like we're keep taking more medications to help with the hypertension, to help with all of these things whenever if you just took a root cause approach and really dug deeper at these issues, then do it. I'm also going to search metabolic disease statistics. Let's see what pops up. Do searching the web, searching the web, searching the web. So, okay, from 1988 to 1994, approximately 25 of US adults had metabolic syndrome. Then 27 to 2012, it went up by almost 10%, and then went by up another 3%. And from 2017 to 2018, it went up to 41.8%. And it's probably gone up since then. But it affects 16.2% of adults aged 20 to 39 and 50% to those over 60. Women have notable, I guess, the women, men and women have similar rates, but it's grown over recent years. Anyways, let's see. Individuals with metabolic syndrome are high in risk for developing cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Okay, we already know this, so why am I saying this? Anyways, um, like I said, but we need to address this trend of metabolic disease, which is very important for improving overall health outcomes and reducing the burden on the healthcare system, which it wouldn't be such in freaking shambles if we would just start to live healthier lifestyles. I wish people would just really realize how much it affects literally everything. Health is wealth. Anyways, okay. The food industry, medical system, and government incentives don't prioritize the true meaning of health, and people, outsource their well-being literally to the system instead of taking control of their own health, doing their own research. Like you could literally get on chat gpt right now and be like, make me a meal plan that's whole foods, tell me exactly what to eat to feel my best doing this. It will literally come up with something for you. That's not the problem. People know what they need to do. They just, their mindset, their capacity in their mind to make that flip of a switch isn't big. They don't prioritize it because they just know that they can fall back on, going to the doctor, big pharma, all of these things, Medicaid to cover them, which that's probably a lot of the reason I'm connecting the dots as to why, RFK, Trump administration, whatever, is wanting to pull back on that so people can really finally start to realize. But that's where I said I'm kind of in that more of like a gray area, but I'm leaning more towards the side of we need to figure out our shit as a country. Anyways, I don't want to keep bringing up politics themselves, but I do like RFK's stance on the health and medical freedom. So uh the vaccines for sure. I'm not quite sure how I feel on the vaccine things. I haven't done enough of my own research to really be like, oh, I'm so against vaccines, or to be like, oh, like they're fine. Like I'm not. I'm like in the middle. Okay. Obviously, I don't think the COVID vaccine is. I mean, there's been lots of research on that, but like I said, there's so much research. There's so much extra knowledge out there, and that's why people are so stressed and sick today. And if we would just kind of like clear our mind and come to our own senses and think of our own thoughts, then we would not be so stressed. And just form our own opinions. Anyways, I think I repeated myself, but it is what it is. So, but going back to like the politics thing, these political leaders, like they may talk about health. I hope I don't get censored for this. I don't know how that works on podcasts, but they may talk about health. But at the end of the day, like the choice is ours. Like it's in our hands. We can't sit here and like idolize and fan over, politics and whatever. Like at the end of the day, what we put in our bodies, what we feed our minds, like all of these things are in our control, not theirs. They cannot tell us what we can and can't eat. We have to work hard so that we can get the adequate source resources to be able to give ourselves the things that we know are going to help us feel better, which is just going to change the whole literal trajectory of your life. So, like I said, at the end of the day, your choices is what matters more than whatever effing policy. So, and just like we can't rely on anyone to like save us. Like the real change that you're seeking starts with you. So, anyways, just another note on like how to not let the politics distract you. I am not a political person by any means. I just saw someone post something and then it sparked my interest to go watch that same video and then all of the same other videos um you know leading up to it or like around it. And so that's why today when I was sitting in the sauna, like what I told you, and I was listening to all these different things, like that's how you form your own opinion. Maybe you see things like I saw this video on Instagram. I saw someone post on Instagram and I was like, oh, I want to go watch the whole video so I can get the whole context. And then I ended up watching like the whole freaking thing. So, anyways, but like the constant like noise of media and like the fear mongering, like these are the things that keep people from taking action. Like I said, form your own belief system and lean into your own intuition on what you feel and know is right. Like, don't allow these things to dictate you moving forward from where you want to be. And just another little tidbit, the government and corporations literally profit from people getting sick, confused, and distracted. Oh, I could go on a whole tangent about this. I think the reason that like the news is so crazy and they're always talking about like so many different things that are like trying to keep you scared is because they want you to be stressed. They want us so stressed. Stress is literally the root of all evil. Stress is what makes us sick and dead. And literally stress is root the root cause of probably anybody's issue ever. So, you know what? If you just kind of tune that shit out, like even the social media scrolling, like that shit has to stop. Like we have to stop. Like I understand social media is super important, especially in my role for like, you know, um promoting my business or like even just word of mouth, like referrals, like all of these certain things. But at the same time, like it's so icky to me to just be like scrolling. And I saw this thing on Instagram today. It was like the average person scrolls 3,000 feet or something, like something about the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I'm tired. It's getting late in the day. Need to need to turn the computers off and be done for the day. But anyways, something about the Eiffel Tower, like you scroll, and I immediately got off. I was like, I'm done. This is so not it. Anyways, I know that I got off topic right there, but anyways, you don't need permission from anyone, not a politician, not the FDA, not the mainstream media to be healthy. Like, quit trying to take advice from so many different people and fucking form your own opinion about things you believe in. Like, obviously, it's important to know like that there's all this information, with like even recently, like the red food dye, and you should do this and that and the other. But at the same time, like find someone that's knowledgeable, get their freaking help, and make shit happen. Like there's too much information, and I think that's what causes a lot of stress and panic in people as well. So yeah. But what you can do, we're gonna talk about what you can do. You can control everything that you do. You can eat whole unprocessed foods and avoid seed oils and prioritize your gut health. You can buy fruits and vegetables. And you're like, oh, but healthy food is expensive. Okay, but we're such a consumer driven nation that we will buy anything. Like we will see something online that somebody else has and we will buy that. But you can't justify, buying the foods that's going to make you feel good. Be effing for real. Be for real right now. You can definitely do it. You can prioritize movement. You can prioritize strength. You can get sunlight. You can walk after meals. The things you can do that cost no money is you can meditate. You can pray. You can go outside. You can go on a walk. You can drink water. And what else can you do? That's literally costs $0. You can what else? I don't even know what else I've said. You can go jump in the lake. Okay, now I'm just being silly. Anyways, you can change your mindset. You can stop playing the freaking victim in everything. Some of the policies or whatever that government's making, they might suck, but literally no one's forcing you to eat junk or rely on big pharma. And another thing you can do is you don't have to pay for community. You don't have to pay for support. You don't have to pay for a friend. Like all of these things are free. You know, the connectedness, the practicing stress management, like all of these things are totally free. And people will say, oh, it's just so expensive to be healthy. It's more expensive to be paying in medical bills or having big pharma or your insurance cover whatever health issues you have. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't support that, because literally my dad was sick and we had to take him to the hospital and he had to go through all of these certain things. But I know the preventative care is not there, and that's what we lack. So that's where we're going to be moving forward as a nation. And so that's why I think some of these things that are going to happen are very important. So, hmm. Um, anyways, if we want to be healthier, it starts with what we choose. And I will stand by that. People, and this is why I put my whole journey out there, is because people get inspired when they see results in me and my clients and whatever. And so I'm going to keep continuing to share that, because people love to see change. People love to be influenced, and so I will continue to do that. I'm not an influencer, I'm an inspirer. I'm a leader. um but anyways, the best way that you can, quote unquote, I guess, fight back is not about arguing about freaking politics with anybody, but just proving what's possible, like proving what you can do for your own health. So yeah, hope you guys kind of got a good little uh what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Just having someone talk in your ear about things that maybe you resonate with or don't resonate with. That's okay. Totally fine. I'm not here to be liked by everybody. I'm here to make a difference in the lives of people that truly care. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It'll be out on Friday, my usual day, but I'm going to start doing little rants. It's called Heart Tar with Hads. That means we're having heartfelt conversations. And that's truly what was on my heart today. Another thing before I end the episode is another thing that was on my heart is there was a flight in Wichita that, or from, the flight came from Wichita and it was going to DC, and a helicopter crashed and all of the people on the flight died. And when I read that today, literally my heart sunk and I was like, none of the issues that I'm dealing with even come close to that. And so just a little reminder that what you might be going through that's hard and difficult, somebody out there has got it more hard and difficult. Just always remember that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and didn't mean to leave you on that more dark note, but it's real. It's so real. Okay, make shit happen. Have a fantastic day for whenever you're listening to this, and see you in the next episode, guys. Peace.